So, is the Netgear CM3000 actually worth upgrading to? Or is this just another overpriced modem promising lightning fast internet that most people won't even notice? Today, we're taking a real look at the Netgear CM3000, what it does well, where it struggles, and whether it's actually worth your money in 2026. If you've been dealing with random internet drops, slow speeds during gaming, or you're just tired of paying rental fees to your ISP every month, this might be something you've been considering. But before you buy it, let's talk about the real experience. The Netgear CM3000 is basically a high-end cable modem designed for people who want faster and more stable internet at home. It supports DOCSIS 3.1, which sounds technical, but in simple terms, it's built for modern gigabit and multi-gig internet plans. One of the biggest selling points here is the 2.5 gig Ethernet port. That means if your internet plan is super fast and your router supports it, you can actually take advantage of those higher speeds. It's also supposed to reduce latency, which gamers and streamers will definitely care about. Now, setup is actually pretty straightforward. You basically connect the coax cable from your ISP, plug in the Ethernet cable to your router, power it on, and then activate it through your internet provider. Honestly, the hardest part is usually waiting for your ISP to finish activation. The modem itself looks clean and modern. It's compact, doesn't take up much space, and it runs quieter than some older modems I've tested. The ventilation also seems decent, which matters because overheating can become a problem with some networking equipment. Performance-wise, this thing is fast. During testing, speeds were very consistent, especially on higher-tier internet plans. Downloads felt smoother, streaming 4K content was effortless, and gaming latency stayed pretty stable. But here's the thing. A lot of people buy expensive modems expecting their internet speed to magically double overnight. That's not really how this works. If your ISP plan is already limited or your router is outdated, the CM3000 won't suddenly transform your connection into some ultra-fast beast. And that brings us to the pros and cons. Starting with the good stuff.
The speed performance is excellent. If you're paying for gigabit internet or higher, this modem can definitely handle it. It also supports future-proofing better than older DOCSIS 3.0 models, so you probably won't need to upgrade again anytime soon. Another big advantage is avoiding ISP rental fees. A lot of providers charge monthly modem rental fees, and over time, this modem can basically pay for itself. I also like the stability. Compared to some cheaper modems, connection drops seem less common here, especially during heavy usage. Now, for the downsides. First, the price. This is not a budget modem. If you only have a basic internet plan for casual browsing and Netflix, honestly, this might be overkill. Second, it's just a modem, not a modem-router combo. Some people don't realize that before buying it. So yes, you still need a separate Wi-Fi router. And compatibility matters too. Before buying, you absolutely need to check whether your ISP supports the CM3000. Most major providers do, but there are still cases where activation can be annoying. Now let's talk about real user feedback, because honestly, that's usually where you find the truth. Looking through Reddit discussions and forums, most users seem genuinely impressed with the speed and reliability. A lot of people upgrading from older DOCSIS 3.0 models said they noticed fewer disconnects and more stable performance during gaming and streaming. Some users also mentioned lower latency in online games, especially during peak hours. That's a pretty common positive comment. But not everyone had a perfect experience. A few people complained about ISP activation issues, saying setup took longer than expected. Others felt the price was too high compared to competitors offering similar specs. And interestingly, some Reddit users said they didn't notice a huge difference after upgrading, mainly because their internet plan itself was already the bottleneck, which honestly makes sense. So overall, should you buy the Netgear CM3000? If you have a fast internet plan, want a stable connection, and you're serious about gaming, streaming, or working from home, then yeah, this is actually a solid modem. But if you want a lower speed plan or just browsing casually, you probably don't need something this expensive. A cheaper modem would likely do the job just fine.
At the end of the day, the CM3000 feels more like a long-term investment, rather than a must-buy for everyone kind of product. And honestly, that's probably the fairest way to describe it. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more honest reviews.